Hello, and welcome to the Trial of the Champions Heroic Mode guide. I am Sania, and I am tanking this instance. This fight is the faction champions of the 5-man encounter, and what you'll see here is we have the combination of Warrior, Hunter, and Rogue, probably one of the easier combinations, but still pretty lethal. Melee DPS especially needs to watch out for this Warrior because he does a Whirlwind effect that will hurt all melee DPS and will kill them in about 3 to 4 hits. The tank, of course, can absorb this damage, but it is not healthy to do, and you should try to kite him around as much as possible, as he does Mortal Strike. The Hunter in this fight does not do very much damage, so you are lucky if you get her, because she is very simple to take down and does not really affect the raid too much. The other person in this fight is the Rogue, which puts down bottles of poison on the ground and sets deadly poison on everybody that hits her Phantom Knives, or stacks on the tank when she's normal at auto-attacking him. It can be cleansed off, however, so if you have a Druid healer available, Abolish Poison would definitely be one of the best tactics to use. If you are a Paladin, however, you can purify or cleanse it off by yourself and make it easier on your healer. If possible, you can cleanse other people in the group to make this easier. The Hunter has a way to disengage you from combat. She jumps back slightly to get 1 or 2 strong attacks off. Her main attack is a lightning arrow, which you see right now, and does a moderate amount of damage, but is not anything to worry about. As you see, we had a fairly easy, fun fight, which I enjoyed, honestly. Here I was just checking a spec thing on my prot tree that I forgot because I recently had to respec it from Retribution to prot. Anyways, I think one of us will soon run up and start it. This video is elongated because every time I took the footage, I kept forgetting to reset it. So it would go from the faction champions straight to the last boss, which is not good. Here I trade the boots to the druid because he wants them for his off-spec. Asking for buffs that I don't realize. I set down a fire. I don't remember why, honestly. Oh, that's right, we wanted to see the turkey for the Thanksgiving achievement thing. Anyways, the second boss is one of two. It's either Edric the Pure or the Argent Confessor. Edric the Pure is the easier of the two, and the Argent Confessor is probably the hard boss you can ever get in this place. When it comes to the Edric the Pure, it's a fairly simple fight, which I'll explain during the encounter, but before you can fight either one of the bosses, you have to clear the first 3 sets of trash, which actually is the only trash in this entire instance. Throughout this fight, you will want to focus fire the priest first and burn her down as fast as possible, as she does heal. You want to kill her first, so that way to avoid any heals and try not to elongate the fight. The paladin should be next because she does a very strong AoE ability that can hurt the raid, but usually does not hurt too bad. After the paladin, you kill the monk, and the monk does a skill called Final Meditation. The skill decreases your movement and your casting speed and attacking speed by significant amounts. So usually you can just wait it out, or you can have a priest mass dispel, but we did not have a priest available in this fight. Again, we rinse and repeat for this ads, and after this mob is down, so you can kind of see the mechanics a little bit more, we will show the third one, and it will go straight to the boss. Here I had a bit of confusion on what to target. I'm getting sort of used to a new UI as I'm getting ready to switch back to my original one. Right, like you see here, we focus fire down the monk, and we switch frames. Burning down the monk now. Right after the 3 mobs are killed, the boss will engage. Just the tank should start heading over there immediately, and just grab aggro as much as possible. DPS should give the tank at least 2 seconds to hit him to get some aggro. Edric the Pure is a very simple fight. He only has 2 abilities that hurt, which one you see now is Radiance. The way you avoid it is either to turn around, or the easiest way to do it is to run right through him. Right now you see he's charging up Hammer of the Righteous. that hits one random target for a high amount of damage and can be cleansed off, which if you do, you get to use his hammer against him and hit him with it, and if you kill him with it, you get a nice little achievement. We did not go for the achievement, because we did not have a cleansing paladin available, and our paladin was not very, experienced for cleansing, and I was too busy tanking to pay any attention, although I made attempts. Other than that, it's a rinse and repeat fight. The healer just has to heal you through the Hammers of Righteous, and you have to be in charge of not getting hit by radiance. If the tank is hit by a radiant light, he will lose aggro, and the aggro will spill around the room. And as you see here, you head back, grab the chest, and you see here we got a tanking sword, which is useless to me, and healing pants, which also are useless to me. Let's do some quick greed rolls. Collect our champion seals. Champion seals in a different video I will more than likely describe. In this video I did not explain the jousting part of the fight. I linked my pants there for the druid to see what I had. You get to see them a little bit. I will explain what the champion seals are for. In the very beginning of this place, you have to joust with the faction champions of the 5-man encounter. It's a fairly simple thing to do, and I did not put it on this because I will actually do a separate video for it. If I had put that on here, it would have been too long of a video for YouTube to cast. Anyways, after the 2 bosses, you get a congratulatory thing, but is spoiled by the Black Knight. Black Knight comes in, kills this blood elf with his little in-game cut screen, I guess you can say, and then comes up. Your tank should be ready to pick him up, but a pro tip for any tank is to not even worry until you see him say his next dialogue phase, which you'll see here in a second. Right there. That is when the tank actually starts spamming for his hits. It's a 3-phase fight, the first phase mainly just consisting of cleansing your poisons, getting the poisons and diseases off of you as fast as possible, and just keeping aggro and burning him down. There is one ghoul jumping around which resets his aggro every once in a while to jump at a random target. Unfortunately, if he gets on your healers, there's not much you can do but taunt, and that'll take him off momentarily. There I thought he was dead, so I started moving back, and here he actually is dead. Every time he dies, the ghoul will explode and do damage to anybody around him. And you see right here, he summons an army of ghouls, much like the Death Knight's ability, and it is a very challenging thing to work through. Fortunately enough, we had a DK with us in the party that grabbed his army also, which is an acceptable thing to do here. The armies will actually interact with each other and just fight each other off. Here we had a bunch of ads on the healer. I just tried doing whatever I can. Paladins should be using Holy Wrath during this fight. It will stun the ghouls momentarily and give you extra time. Here you should be getting away from all the ghouls. Unfortunately, our healer did not do that, so we were stuck with the unfortunate thing of not having healer. Our paladin then picked up the heals, thank God, for at least long enough. Usually in this phase, all the group will stack up on each other so that way we can get AoE heals off. You stack up because it minimizes the damage and it allows you to get heals out faster and easier. Here you see the paladin starts getting overwhelmed by being out of mana, and I have to resort to going into my more of a, I guess you could say, super tanking mode, where I soloed mini bosses. He just kind of one-shots you if you walk back in, so during this phase, if you die, you more than likely just want to wipe it. As you see, we got by with just the skin of our necks, because as I type in here in just a second, I am a very elite tank in my opinion. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that great. But, still. That's Trial of the Champions Heroic Encounters, except for the jousting, which will be in a different video coming up soon. I'm assuming within 1 to 3 days or so.